Good morning, good morning. Nola, yes, I do have one of these on my face. Haha, please ignore it. Nola is still very much enjoying her, I guess that's not hers, but she is very much enjoying the bird feeder. And there are lots of birds at it. We have birds all the time at it. We're also supposed to have highs up in the 60s from today until Friday. So I was like, Nola, we can open a window. I am about to sit down and read the last book in the Gallagher Girls series. Oh my gosh, this is gonna take me like 2 hours. So it is warm enough. The windows are open. The screens, of course, are down, but the windows are open because we have a high of like 62 today. So I opened them once it hit like 50, 51. So I was able to turn my heat off. It feels lovely in here. I finished reading the series, very much enjoyed it. I also went to call the vet so I could schedule Nola's annual appointment, but the vet's lobby is closed from 12 to 2. I'm assuming for lunch, so they get a 2-hour lunch every day, and it's 12:30, so I guess I will call after 2. I told myself once I finished this series, I would reread my own book because that is the next feature I plan on writing. It's a great way. One, I really would like to see that story as a feature, but also it is a great way for me to practice adaptations because I have never done an adaptation before, but this is just one of the many series or many books that I would love to adapt. So it is a great way for me to get that experience. What is it like? It is, of course, a little different because it's my own source material, but I did write it nearly 7 to 8 years ago. So I haven't read the book since it was edited. Am I a little nervous? Yes. What I'm basically going to do, because I have a feeling I can sort of fly through it because it's not a long book. And I'm really only looking for things instead of doing a full outline because the book itself is kind of an outline, because I think subconsciously as I was writing it, since I was more of a screenwriter, but I was trying out book writing, I think most of it will translate well over to the screen. But basically, I'm going to go through it and I'm going to write down any beats that need to be changed. So anything that needs to be changed from the book to the screen, I will write down. Instead of a beat by beat outline, instead it will just be, instead of such and such happening, it needs to be this. So that way, and I'm really just skimming through the book because I need to basically read the book over again in full when I'm actually writing the script. Not that I necessarily will go scene by scene, but I definitely enjoy some of the dialogue and stuff in there. So my way of approaching an adaptation is only change what needs to be changed. Obviously, I think my dialogue has gotten better in 7 years. It is on screen and not on a page. So things likely will have to be made longer because in a book you have more description of what the character is feeling or what's around them. In a script, you don't want to dedicate as much time to that. So a scene can become shorter, and you may have to fill that in with additional dialogue. So basically that's the way I'm approaching it, but it's going to be very weird reading my own book again. All right, I'm blogging very strangely because my phone has to be plugged in on its little stand and I'm going to bed. Long story short, I got about halfway through my book and I realized it just doesn't actually work. I was totally wrong. It does not actually work as a feature. And I don't want to change so much of what it would change. It just, there's a few scenes especially that are like flashbacks, and in a book, they make sense. But to try to put them in a feature script, it would not feel natural. It would feel weird. it would take you out of the story. I know, because I was sitting there going, this is very important character information for this character, but I don't know how to put it in. I don't know how we can see this with the way the story is. So, needless to say, the idea I was going to change it to behind like what caused everything, I will keep. I will keep that, because I think it can definitely be beneficial for another science fiction story. I just don't know what story that is yet. I also feel too, and I told my mom this on the phone, the new version of the story, or kind of what causes everything, also has some social commentary on like current things and all that. Not blatantly, but enough to where you could be like, oh, that definitely also applies to a different scenario currently. So I realized though that these characters, the way they are right now, not to say they wouldn't be strong enough, but they are not the right characters to tell that social commentary. It makes no sense. Trust me. They're not it. They're not the ones. They're not meant for that story. It would come across as flat. And if I changed them too much, they wouldn't be the same characters. It would be one of those situations where you'd look at the book, not that anyone has read my book, but you would look at the book and you'd be like, these are totally different characters, and what? And that's not what I want. So I've just got to save that for a different script in the future. I hope something will come to me sooner rather than later. Maybe one of my other ideas that's like half-baked, that was kind of missing something, will come forward. And that'll be it. I don't know. I gotta admit though, I'm a little stuck right now then. That was the script I was kind of counting on doing next, because that's the one that seemed to stand out to me the most and was ready the most. Now I realize it wasn't that it was ready. It was telling me, you've got to see that this is not going to happen. This is not an idea. So I was like, all right, fair enough. So now I'm kind of stuck. Now I don't have another one that's kind of reaching out to me to immediately be like, okay, here's the next one. So I've just got to give it a little bit of time. I'm gonna brainstorm on it, see what's happening. Anyway, yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. All my social media is in the description. Love you all.